Hey guys, we just started recording this. My name is Aakash, that's Shravani, and that's Jatin with us. We don't really know what exactly we are going to be talking about in the future, but at least we know what we're going to be talking about today. We call Musicmandir, and the idea is to discuss whatever's happening in the indie scene in India, in Pakistan, in Nepal, in Bhutan, in Sri Lanka. Basically, the part of the world that people otherwise don't really give a shit about. I mean, everybody thinks that all the glory and beauty comes from the West, but that's not the case. We think there's a lot of beautiful stuff to be found over here in the pubs of Bombay, in the jam rooms of Bombay, in the jam rooms of Delhi, Chennai, Bangalore, and other smaller cities also. Hyderabad too.
Yeah.
And so we just gonna try and dive into it. Gonna keep it short. Gonna keep it like 15 minutes, not more than that. And this is the first episode, so please pardon any mistakes that we might end up making. We don't think we'll make mistakes. How can you go wrong with discussing something you love so much, which is music? So you can have differences of opinion, but not mistakes, so to speak. There's Jatin, my brother, who plays real good guitar and sometimes dabbles in electronic. There's Shravani, whom I'm meeting for the first time today. Hey Shravani, what's up? She's the person who's behind the podcast. She pretty much told us to come together and start speaking on camera. We're otherwise very shy people. So why are you listening to you guys, and what's up?
So perfectly awesome. Doing well. This is like August 1st, 2020. Yeah. We're in the middle of COVID. We're in different cities. Shravani is from Pune, Maharashtra. Me and Aakash are from Mumbai.
Jatin is from Mumbai. Jatin is from Andheri. I'm from Thane. So
yeah. Okay, wait. The video.
No. We got it. Yeah, it's beautiful. So
yeah, okay.
If there was any doubt left that this is the first podcast, that was it.
Yeah, that was it. So just continuing from where we left off, this podcast is primarily for like the great music that comes out from the different cities in India, states, regional languages, Bollywood, non-Bollywood, commercial, hip-hop, fusion, all kinds. So most of us consume music quite a lot. And the idea of the podcast was just to share the music that we listen to and also maybe talk about some music that's really interesting, new music, the different scenarios, the different categories of music, and just everything in general. So that's what the podcast is about. And hopefully a lot of other people would enjoy what we're talking about, or can also recommend to us things that they are listening to. Kind of build this community of just music in its core. And I think that is what the idea of the podcast is. And I think Shravani would discuss her dimension to the podcast as a speaker.
Okay, guys. So I'm super new to this whole indie music field, and these two guys are like the experts here. So my ulterior motive through all this is to get exposed to all this amazing music that I didn't even know existed, by the way. It's like when you find your pair of socks after they come out from the washing machine at one place. It's like that. Yep. I don't even know this stuff exists. I genuinely enjoy this kind of music, but I never knew it existed. It's whoa, crazy. So that is what we're going to do. And it's going to be awesome, guys. I'm so excited.
That's awesome. Yeah. So tell me, what are you listening to, Shravani? I think it's an important thing to start with you, actually. What have you been up to and what have you been listening to? No, I mean, I want to know I tell you what, as much as I like to sort of discover new music, I've been really on a Britney Spears binge watch, because the Free Britney movement has been going on for a while, right? I don't know if you guys are
Wait, I have no idea about the Free Britney.
Oh, okay. So you're in for a nice little surprise. So Free Britney is like not an Instagram, that is like a social media-led movement started by her fans. And the idea has been that there has been some investigation going on into the background of Britney Spears' Instagram. If you sort of go there, what you'll see is she's mostly roaming around in very specific places, like in her mansion and sometimes once in a while on the beach. But otherwise, when you look at celebrities, you'll see them roaming around the world in the private jets with the kids and with all that stuff. So people started questioning, why is it that Britney Spears is just sort of, confined to certain places? And I mean, because she used to be this like really adventurous, crazy person. Not a crazy in a bad sense, like really cool, crazy person.
Yeah.
What happened is posts started going around on social media that she is actually under some sort of a legal confinement, where only if she can go out, she has to sort of seek her father's permission. Okay, and to see her kids, she has to seek her father's permission. To see to even get a coffee in Starbucks, she has to sort of seek her father's permission. So that's how crazy it is with her. And
Wait, is this real, or are you reading like
is,
Republic News?
I mean, if I was reading Republic News, I would have said this is the fault of Muslims. But no, it's not.
Wow, I have
However,
no idea, man.
and the crazy bit is big, and people have sort of started dropping like small hints on Britney Spears' posts, right? Like, hey, Britney, if you need help, just wear a red top, a yellow top in the next image, right? And she actually appeared wearing a yellow top, right? And so
like blink twice if
yes,
you need us to call the police.
Precisely. And what has started happening is now this whole Free Britney thing has, because like a lot of the original music that she wanted to do has also been denied to her by the guys who are managing her. Like, she actually has like a deeper voice, but her voice apparently was pushed to that whole very iconic Britney high-pitched thing by the record label that she used to work for. So that sort of stuff.
I did it again.
Yes. Yeah. That sort of shit, right? That's apparently not a real voice.
That's not her voice?
Yeah, she's got like a deeper voice. Okay, but the fact was that her voice actually sounds a lot like Christina Aguilera in real life, apparently. And the reason, because she and Christina Aguilera were both signed up by the same record label. So the idea was to separate them and create two different markets for them. And so two different fan bases for them. So eventually, long story short, I'm going to keep it short for the others. She has not really been free for a long time. And there's the reason her Insta is like all cuckoo. There's the reason if you now go back and listen to some of her songs, they sort of shed a completely different light on what she's saying. So if you go and listen to a song like Overprotected, you're like, oh fuck, oh, this is what she meant. This is what she meant. Like, I was just enjoying it for the choruses and the really cool production. And Max Martin.
We need to have like a Britney listening session, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And because of that, I actually went and started listening to some of her stuff, and I was like, oh, okay. I mean, now I can see it in a different light. So yeah, I mean, that's what's been going on, and it's freaking sad, because no matter how much you like or dislike somebody's music, I don't think anybody sort of deserves to be sort of confined like that. And especially when you're earning like 100 million plus a year or something, and all that money cannot even be put to use. That's what Britney Spears' problem is right now. That's the reason. Okay, so going back to the original thing. So that's what I've been
took like a really long like ride into like the world of Britney.
Yeah, I did.
Which is nice, but like we need to
pack it up in 15 minutes.
Come back to like our
so I was listening to a lot of Britney Spears, and that's pretty much all that I've been listening to. So I just want to know what you have been up to and what you've been listening to.
So I don't mind. Either I go or Shravani goes. Who wants to go first?
Okay.
Shravani.
Okay. I'm just gonna go because the thing with me is I'm very insecure about my music taste. Okay. And I really don't tell people what I listen to, but you guys are infiltrating.
Okay. Yes. Can't wait.
Okay, so it's like super diverse, and right now, like I normally listen to a lot of Coke Studio because it's like really soulful and like it just makes me feel things that I don't like feeling. Okay. So that's also one of the reasons that I listen to this kind of music. So there are a lot of feelings that come up, and then I don't want to feel them. So for the longest time, I tried to not listen to a lot of independent artists, because of this. And like in the last few months, years, whatever, it's just been different. Like I started listening to these kind of music. I'm still getting a hang of it, but the kind of feelings that come up when you listen to it, it's just awesome now.
So like I have a question. So I've noticed like there's like a clear divide between like Coke Studio India and Coke Studio Pakistan, right?
No, man, I
So
don't
is
get
it
it. Yeah, like,
so is
yeah,
it like you listen to like because
no,
I've heard like great things about like Coke Studio Pakistan like of late.
yeah,
Of course, Coke
yeah.
Studio India is also like really good, but Coke Studio Pakistan is something which I've not heard like at all. So I'm just curious to
Really,
know is
no,
that
no,
do
actually,
you
What the
like,
fuck?
yeah, it's
Heavens?
super
dude, I
amazing,
haven't,
actually.
I haven't like I know it's like really strange, but like I haven't really like invested in and like like gone through the rabbit hole of like YouTube Coke Studio Pakistan.
Hmm.
Uh, that's just yeah, that's like my flaw.
Yeah, no, but it's actually pretty amazing. Like even though like some of this is in different languages also, like some
Yeah,
Baluchist or something. I don't know actually.
Narbet is
But
that
yeah,
but
song from Balochistan. That was my favorite Coke Studio song
yeah,
ever. Yes.
yeah, exactly. And it's beautiful. Like even if you don't understand the words, you just know what is happening. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's
yeah,
beautiful.
There's
Although I
a
think
you
there is
know,
a debate, like you said. Like if you look at comment sections now, dono ka,
yeah,
you see it. Like there are haters. Like I don't understand. Like
yeah,
music is all
exactly,
about
yeah.
not hating, man. Like what?
Yeah, that I totally get because I've got into those kind of like arguments sometimes when I'm talking about like Coke Studio and someone will be like, hey, no man, but like Pakistan's like much better. And then someone again is like, no, like India is like Pakistan. I mean, it's just like, dude, like listen to the music. That's all you're supposed to do. Like
Yeah, exactly.
you're not supposed to like become the defense minister of like that particular YouTube channel. Like it's okay.
yeah.
It's crazy.
Defense
So
Minister
now
Coke
is it?
Studio India. Yeah.
Yeah, like so is it my turn now?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
for
you
So I've
sure,
go.
been
man.
listening, yeah, so I've been listening to a bunch of like Indian independent artists. So the first one is this artist that I've been like I really enjoy. So his name's like Achin, and he released like an album last year, I think, called Achin and the Khan Brothers, and it's been my favorite since. So he collaborated with these Rajasthani folk singers called the Khan brothers, and they have like their own melodic way of singing, and then he fused that with more Western influences. It's just like a great album. And So Achint and the Khan brothers is one. And there's another guy from Himachal called Sutej Singh. He actually had like the number one album in prog and metal rock category in iTunes, right? Which is like kind of like wild. And and he's based off like in Himachal Pradesh, and he recorded like the whole album like sitting in his bedroom, and he collaborated with like some like foreign American drummers and famous guys. Okay, and it was pretty interesting. I actually like spoke to him once, and that was like very cool. And then another artist has been this guy called J Babe. He's like the guitarist from this Bangalore band called F16s. He has like a very interesting bedroom rock lo-fi kind. Even actually the name of the album is very weird. I don't remember it now, but we'll put it up in the description or something. But I've been really enjoying that. Like those are some of the artists that I've been toggling around, like just listening to. And just the diversity of the music is great. Like there's literally nothing to complain. Like you have one guy who's having like Eastern influences and fusion. You have someone in like the metal and prog rock kind of like genre, and then you have someone who's just making something completely new. It's very cool.
Is Sutej Singh from Himachal itself, or is he just sort of gone and started living in Himachal?
No, he's from Himachal. He's from this beautiful place called Solan.
Oh, fuck, yeah.
And yeah, and then he like while we were talking, he kind of like sent me pictures like from his bedroom and stuff. It's like overlooking like mountains. It's pretty cool. Musicmandir actually did like an interview with him where like we discussed the album. Uh, so he was very impressive. Like he took me like by complete surprise. He's first of all like an amazing guitarist, like a really really professional, like one of those learned, like not like someone who just picks up a guitar and plays it. Like he's someone who's like put his heart, soul, and like years of practice. Like he's like really mastered it. It's a really great album. It's totally
Well,
uh,
what's the album called?
it's called The Emerging.
The Emerging.
Uh, it was number one in iTunes, and that was just like that's all you need to say about something, right? Like iTunes is not joking around if it puts you on number one of their charts.
Yeah.
So that was cool. Yeah. So that's like the kind of music I've been listening to like the past 2 months, I think. And there's new music coming like almost every day, especially like this COVID time. Like you have people doing like virtual sessions and songwriting sessions and people going live, uh, making music, releasing music like during this period, which I think is like amazing.
You guys think this whole pandemic is affecting the music creation? Like people, I mean, like the kind of music that's coming out.
I think
it's impacting music
people
creation.
Are being more vulnerable also. People are just like this is what it is and I think like the pandemic also makes you feel more confined because you literally can't do anything. Like like there's one thing of like writing a song and feeling a particular way when you can go out like to another but then there's like another kind of like honesty that comes out if you're like really stuck. But I think it's totally messed up their earning capabilities and stuff, like for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Ritviz and Nuclear launched and Anish Sood launched like a virtual party of sorts very recently, and and like just to sort of cope with the whole thing, and it was insane. It was like a very very heavily marketed thing, but I think the problem is only Ritviz, Anish Sood and Nuclear can pull off those numbers even with virtual parties. The big numbers, right? Your smaller guys, if they're gonna like say things like pay me and sort of enter this Zoom session where I'm playing live music, I don't think a lot of people are going to sort of
they would.
Yeah, and
I think like Indians in
you
general
might like if you really love their artist, right? Like say Malvika Manoj does like something like that. I might just pay money and go and watch it on Zoom. Or one of your like say if Soulmate does something like that, I would probably definitely go and watch it. Right?
Yeah, definitely.
But
in fact, Soulmate just released their album today.
Okay.
Their new album. Yeah, it's called Get Love. So Soulmate is like India's biggest, probably most loved like blues bands from Shillong, and they've been like playing like live for like 2 or 3 decades now, and they're like really old school. So they released their album today. I definitely want to check it out because I've been fan like since years.
My buzzer just went out. It said 15 minutes are over.
Shit, we're out of time.
Yeah.
Dude.
So
we were just getting warmed up.
But we can go on for like 5 more minutes. There's no problem with that.
Yeah, I think you should put it off, like unless you're thinking of keeping that on.
Yeah. So, but that's a good thing to have. Some Ghoshna type stuff, right?
Yeah, exactly. So that's when so the alarm rings and then we say, oh shit, and then we like Amitabh just comes on the screen and gives us like a muhavra.
Yeah.
Like don't
मेरी तरफ मत देखिए. मैं आपकी सामने में कोई सेवा नहीं कर पाऊंगा. So whatever it is, man. I mean, that's a meme right now.
That's exactly what like I want.
Yeah. There's another thing I wanted to discuss, but I don't think we have time today, which is like what you guys were saying, right? That the music and like overall the way people are reaching out to their fans has changed because of COVID. What has also changed, what I've realized talking to like a few people from the production gangs that are around, is that also like the way they're making music videos has changed. So anybody who's seen the way Prabhdeep's new song Chitta has been produced, it's like partially anybody who's not seen it, just like you're doing a huge disservice by not watching it. It's mad, it's brilliant, and it's what it's what an Indian comic book should look like. Honestly, there's no way for a comic book to look like, but if I was to choose like a particular look for a comic book, that's essentially what it is. It's one of the most gorgeous. What?
I don't know this.
We're gonna put the link for it in the description also.
Yeah, for sure.
Chitta is like this insanely cool song that Prabhdeep has come up with, and like the way they've shot it is just beautiful. I'm forgetting the name of the guy who wrote and directed the whole thing.
I actually heard the song. I think I saw the video also. It came out last month, right? If I'm
It
not
came
wrong.
out 20 days ago, I guess, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
The song came out
the song
earlier.
came
I
out
think the
earlier.
video, yeah.
Yeah, and fuck,
But just
it looks
in
so cool.
general, but just in general, Prabhdeep has been like really putting out like some great music.
He's at
I
the
think for the
front.
past year, he's just been like super consistent, uh, sticks to his genre. He's doing like really interesting things, just really great quality music. Which is
Yeah, man,
awesome.
which is insane. Uh, he's like obviously like he's done other stuff like his other songs like Heart and Amar and all that,
Yeah,
which is like in league of its own, like in just terms of production and like the rapping, and even for somebody who's like a non-Punjabi speaker, like wants to sort of get a hang of what he's saying or trying to say, you start sort
yeah,
of empathizing with him, and he's like a Delhi guy, if I'm not mistaken, unless I'm horribly mistaken.
yeah.
Prabdeep, forgive me, but
So
he's a
people
Delhi guy.
watching this, in case like you want to correct us at any
Yeah.
point, please feel free
We
to.
just love the guy. That's all. But he also did
Yeah.
this insanely cool video, which is one of the best videos to have come out of anywhere, with Ahmed from Kashmir, and
Oh yeah,
it's a song called
yeah.
Elan.
Okay.
Again,
I've
and
heard of
for
Emmer also.
yeah, have you heard the song Elan? Like, dude, it's
Uh,
nuts. It's
don't remember.
bonkers. It's
Okay.
just it's bonkers. Like, I'm not gonna give you anything away. Just check it out. It almost seems like that song did not. I don't know why the song hasn't blown up yet, because every time I make somebody listen to that song, they're like, "What the fuck is
Yeah,
this?" Okay, because
yeah,
it starts off with Amar rapping in Kashmiri. It's got says on the
yeah,
beat, and
yeah,
then Prabdeep comes in and he talks about the politics of it, and he talks about
yeah,
Desh Bhakti, and he talks about anti-nationals and stuff like that, and like
yeah,
the way he
yeah,
tackles that shit in like within like a minute or so, it's just insane, just fire, pure fire.
yeah,
So like just check that out, man. Check the video out. Most importantly, like I don't think
yeah,
like a lot of these guys like think that they make great videos, but then you look at a video like Elan and you're like, oh fuck, this is
yeah.
what a great video is. So that's there, and yeah. Apart from
And
that,
then
I don't. Nah.
I think there's this other group that just recently released like a really good music video. They're called Nothing. I think anyone anonymous or Nothing Anonymous. I'm sorry, Nothing Anonymous. So it's like a duo. Like they're two people. They released like a really cool like video, which was probably shot during like COVID, which is insane. But it had like this really like high production, and uh, we link that also for anyone interested. But that was also something cool. It's just impressive stuff is all that's happening like around us, which we think like needs some kind of like appreciation, or at least people should be aware of it. We're just trying to collectively end the India mein ye kuch nahi hota hai kind of like attitude,
That was like the
which I
biggest
which
bullshit
I
ever,
think
right?
is,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's almost like saying ki these guys don't have the intelligence to make. And there's another stereotype, which is if Indians can make great music, it's only going to be like some classical induced shit. Like, why don't you play some
or it's
music?
or it's
Why?
only going to be in English, which is like another really stupid thing. Like
But I think Randolph from Pentagram has something to say about this. He's like, a lot of people were sort of, I think, expecting him at some point to, unless I'm horribly mistaken, it was Randolph. Uh, some people were expecting him to play something Indianized. I think when these guys went outside, like, why don't you play something like rock raga or some shit like that? Like that old
yeah,
nonsense they expect from Indians.
yeah,
And it's like, why can't I just play like good old school rock music and be very, very, very good
yeah,
at it? And because there's a stereotype that if Indians play like that Pandit Ravi Shankar wala line ka stuff and all, like that's good, but like don't try to sort of tread into our territory, which is rock.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
basically, you don't want to bracket anyone into like
for
any
sure.
kind of box.
Yeah.
So even, I mean, I think as artists, that's what they're supposed to do, right? Like a lot of people, they need to experiment, or actually, we shouldn't even be like focusing so much, because like we don't know what's in their head. Maybe someone just wants to do something, but
If it's a
like
good
the
song,
whole
it's a
idea
good song.
is, yeah, exactly. Like a good song is a good song.
Yeah, man. Wow, that's so true.
So yeah, so I think that's what we try to bring out like every week whenever the podcast comes out. I think for now it comes out every Sunday
I guess. Yeah.
evening, some I don't know, IST, PST, standard time, and we basically discuss what the like what's the interesting thing that's happening. if there's been some music that's been released, if there's something specific that we want to discuss. Hopefully, we also want to bring upon some artists if they're willing to come join us on this new but strange journey where they can talk about their music, what they look at, if they're working on something interesting. We also want to broaden the horizon and probably speak to music directors, production guys, songwriters who we know are out there, probably have other artists singing their songs.
A lot of them are actually our friends, so we can just get them sometimes.
Yeah, some of them are. So we can, so pick up my calls, guys, like in case I'm calling.
So yeah, man.
Yeah, that's it.
That'll be it from me. I am Aakash. That's Shravani, and that's Jatin. And
this is Jatin.
Yeah.
And hopefully we see you next week.
Yes. See you guys next week. And this is Musicmandir. We're already on Instagram.
Safe, wear a mask. And
no, man.
Wear a mask.
You're not doing this.
don't go too close to people.
Don't go too close to people.
Yeah.
And if you're doing and if you're doing a podcast, do it on Zoom.
Yeah. Hey, and also I think we should not mention we're on Instagram because we're not.
You're not?
Unless we do make a.
We
haven't made a handle.
We have Musicmandir R&B.
Handle yet. Oh, like that. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I thought they'd be like,
No,
stupid,
no, of course. So we are Musicmandir and we are on Instagram. We have a page. Jatin has been going around talking to musicians for a long time and playing music himself. So be sure to check us out on Musicmandir on Instagram. And yeah, that'll be it.
This is us signing out.
Samay samapti ki ghosna. See ya, bro. All right. Bye.
Yes. So stop the recording.